it's here to do kind of a random video today, but I just feel like talking about it, okay? So we're rewatching Star Trek The Next Generation. We're showing it to our youngest because he's a sci-fi person. And we're very early on. This is season 1, episode 16, too short a season. It is about the Enterprise taking this very old admiral named Mark Jameson, who sounds like he should be in like a Hallmark, like a whiskey distiller guy in a Hallmark holiday movie. The girl goes to Ireland for Christmas and meets this guy, but whatever. Mark Jameson, Admiral Mark Jameson. He's like in his 80s and he's got this degenerative disease and he's in like this wheelchair, and his wife Anne has to like wheel him around everywhere, but they've called this really old admiral to come do a negotiation on like a planet called I don't know, started with an M. There's a guy on the planet named Karnas who is saying that there are hostages and they really need this admiral to come negotiate, because this admiral negotiated on this planet like 40 years ago. And so, you know, they're like, fine, we'll take this really old guy out to you since you're insisting on it, whatever. The old admiral is de-aging over the course of this trip because he took some experimental drugs hoping to like alleviate his disease, and what it is it's actually actively de-aging him. That's the gist, but here's where I got kind of like, wait a second. So it turns out that Karnas is the one holding the hostages, and he just really hates Jameson from 40 years ago, because Jameson very secretly, and I mean, I guess spoilers if you haven't seen those, but whatever, very secretly supplied weapons to this planet. So basically what had happened 40 years ago is that Karnas's dad had been assassinated by this planet's got some civil war thing going on. His dad was assassinated by the other side. The admiral had come in and couldn't get a negotiation, so Karnas's side wanted weapons, so he was like, fine, I'll give you weapons. But he also gave weapons to the other side because his interpretation of the Prime Directive was, well, as long as both sides are even. I'm like, that's not really how it works, because you're not supposed to give them technology that they don't develop themselves, I'm pretty sure. I'm sure there are certain circumstances when it's allowed, but this would not be it. I'm pretty sure, but okay, whatever. So, by the end of this, Karnas really just wants Jameson, right? And Jameson looks young again, and they're like, here he is. And Karnas is like, you're tricking me. I'm like, you know what he looks like, though. Like, you saw him 40 years ago, right? Like you recognize him? You don't recognize? It's not like he de-aged and looks different. They solve it by Jameson showing a scar on his wrist. After this really long debate on whether it's him, I was like, you could have just led with the scar. But here's what I just don't... You did this whole hostage situation to bring an old admiral to you because you hate him for having supplied the other side with as many weapons as your side got, so that the war just keeps going. There was never any peace because both sides were equal. It's giving Snow White, and here's why. It's like Karnas found out Jameson was alive and was mad about it. And was like, I know what I'll do. I'll get him out here and... What? Kill him? Watch him die? He even almost kills Jameson, and then like Jameson is suffering from the medicine that's de-aging him, is actually also killing him. So then he's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch this. But okay, so in Snow White, the evil queen, she finds out Snow White's alive and is mad about it. And then she's like, you know what I'll do? I'll turn into a crone and give her an apple. That'll show her. It's like, I'm like, did did someone not think this? I mean, probably Karnas didn't think it through, but also the writers maybe didn't think this through. I was just like, and you know what? After all that, they don't even show us like the hostages getting released, or were there who knows? Because it's not really addressed. The motivations were there. The planning was not. Like, I was like, this is why you've lost. This is why you're not winning the war, Karnas, because your like strategy is questionable. But interesting fact, the lady who played Jameson's wife was born in 1917, okay? And this episode, you know, aired in like 87, 88, somewhere in there. She lived to be 104. She died in like 2022. So talk about living a long time. Like, I just thought it was interesting that she was in this episode about being really old. She wasn't even that old when they filmed the episode. She was older than the guy playing her husband, obviously, because they had to get a 30-year-old and put him in this terrible makeup. But she ended up living a really long time. And it like she had been like blackballed during the McCarthy era. It was fascinating to me. Anyway, that's a tangent. I just needed to talk about that. Really. I'm enjoying rewatching Next Gen. I loved Next Gen as a kid. It came on in our market. It was Sunday nights. It was how I ended my weekend, you know. It kind of perfectly bookended a time in my life because it started the year we moved away from the town I had grown up in, and it ended just as I graduated from high school and was going away to college. It was like the perfect, like, little, I don't know. So it meant a lot to me. And I even had a teddy bear named William that I had named after William T. Riker. So there's that, I guess. I'm giving away my secrets here. Yeah. If you have seen this episode, let me know your thoughts. And if you have favorite Next Gen episodes, characters, memories, anything like that, let me know, because I am really enjoying revisiting it. I was worried it wouldn't hold up. But we're watching it on Paramount Plus, so the restoration or whatever they've done, means that it looks very clean. And, you know, yeah, some of the episodes are cheesy. Sometimes you look at the set and you go, oh, wow. My husband pointed out, like, the hallway to the turbo lift, there was no threshold. He's like, there's no way that turbo lift moves because there's no threshold between that hall and the lift. So, you know, little things like that for the observant types, but I don't think it, you know, I still think it's pretty fun. We're enjoying it. And my youngest is, I think, enjoying it too. So yeah, quick little video. Just, I don't know. I just had to get that off my chest because it really, I don't know why, but I was watching it and the Snow White thing, I was like, just came into my head and I was like, this is bizarre. What was this plan? Anyway, until next time, take care.